Hey everyone, I'm Almar of almarsguides.com, and in this video here I'm going to tell you how to clear a military convoy in Dying Light 2. So military convoys are spaced all around Villador. You'll find quite a few of them, as well as evacuation convoys. Military convoys usually have better loot than evacuation convoys. And you can do military convoys at really any level for your character. They're pretty straightforward and easy, as you can see here. I'm able to take out almost the entire convoy with just Molotov cocktails, which is an easy recipe to make early on in the game. So I'll answer probably the main question, why you're here first. There is no way to clear the military convoy, in the sense of, on your map, you'll always have the icon, and the icon will always be fully visible. It will never be grayed out, and the reason for that is military convoys respawn. Usually I think it's like you leave the area and then return and then it'll respawn, or I'm not exactly sure how the respawn mechanics work in this game, but the loot at the military convoys will always respawn, the enemies will always respawn, and on top of that, the containers will like relock themselves and all of that fun stuff. So it's basically, they're just repeatable events that you can do whenever you need better loot. Also, another big tip, if you want to speed up the amount of time that you spend on these military convoys, it's recommended that you upgrade your lockpicks at the Craftsmaster, because if you upgrade your lockpicks at the Craftsmaster, you'll be able to force different locks in this game, which means you won't have to do the little mini lock, or you won't have to do the little lock-picking mini game that you usually have to do when you open locks. You can just hold down the R button, or whatever it is on controllers. It's probably different, obviously, if you have an Xbox or PS1 controller, yada yada yada. I'm sure there's other controllers too, but essentially you hold down a button and then you're able to force open locks. And that's a nifty little way of skipping the lockpicking minigame. There we go. Here's the last tip I will give you for this video. After you kill a bunch of enemies in one area in this game, you should run a tiny bit of distance away from the area, like you see me doing right here, and then come immediately back. So I'm going to crawl into this hole, and then I'm going to go right back. What this does is it makes the enemy bodies despawn, and it only shows the loot left on the ground. So you'll see all of these little bags right here that I can walk up to and just pick up like this. Sometimes some enemies will respawn too, but it's not that big of a deal. Well, apparently the big guy respawned, which is a little bit funny, but usually the big guys don't respawn like that. But you run away from an area a little bit, and then you're able to pick up the basically the bodies despawn, so you don't have to actually search them, and you can just pick up the loot from the ground. It makes things a lot easier. So you can see the loot all over the place. There's a big guy walking back towards me. We're gonna have to kill him again. Which is fine, we're still early enough in the game to where all of the loot / EXP is worthwhile for us. So the time spent here isn't entirely wasted. Stay over there, Mr. Viral. Good Viral. He didn't attack me until I finished my med kit, like a very well-behaved Viral. I'm just wasting Molotovs, as you can see. Mostly because I don't feel like taking up a lot of your time in this video. So, as far as how many containers there are to open in the military convoy, you have the back of the tanks here, which have MRE rations in them. You have the ambulance here. Usually there are 2 ambulances that you're able to open, and sometimes there'll be a police car as well, which you'll be able to open the back container of it as well. Maybe we have a police car, maybe we don't. We'll figure it out in a second. There's the car explosion. Oh, that happens sometimes too when clearing these areas out. Actually, it almost always happens. there'll be like a car explosion in the distance when you spend a couple minutes in the area, and that will summon like 5 or 6 virals to come at you, as you see going on right now. And if all you're interested in is better weapons, then this vehicle here, I don't know exactly what this vehicle would be called. Where'd that viral just go? He like just ran off. He'll come back and attack me when I start lockpicking. Well, that was pretty easy for a hard lock. This convoy always spawns with the gear/weapons in it. This like armored truck vehicle. Also, occasionally, you'll find these crystal spots at the military convoys as well. Not everyone has one of these crystals, but occasionally you'll find these crystal spots, and they're worth grabbing, of course. They are just, they're valuables. They're not used in any recipes or anything like that. And that's really all there is to it. That's how you clear a military convoy in Dying Light 2. Hopefully this video answered some of your questions. Hopefully it helped you guys out. If it did, be sure to leave me a like, because that helps me out. And I will catch you guys around in future Dying Light 2 videos. Peace.